Well, let's start doing some of these puzzles down here, some of these other ones. And I'll worry about this later. Is there... Oh, there could be, like, jump over the wall somewhere. Like, maybe one of these is open. Like, that could happen. Oh, that's going to be annoying to figure out if it is that. Okay, well, let's methodically work our way through and see if we can see any open holes in the ceiling. Alright, all numbers are off. Oh, man. All numbers are off by 1. Don't make squares. Darts count opposite colors. Well, this one has to be the 3. Oh, no, it is not. This one has to be the 3. So this could be 3 or 5. Because we could do this. Or we could do that. This has to be 3. This has to be 4. This can be 4 or 2. This could be done. This is done. This could be a 2. In fact, this has to be a 2. This has to be a 3. This can be a 1 or a 3. That has to be done here. Ah, this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 5. That's the only way to do this. So, 3 and 5. This could be 3 or 5. And this as well. This is going to be a 4, and this is going to be a 7 or a 6. This is going to be a 2, and this is going to be a 4. I could still do this, though. What's with this rule? What's with this rule? This has to be a 2, which means this actually has to be like this. Because this can't... Oh, no, this could be a 0. This could be a 0, and this could be a 2. Right? If this is like so... Actually, that's fine for this. It would force that. Which would force this. Which would force... Oh. That. Which forces this and that. Maybe? Seems like a good start. I do feel like I'm just making assumptions, which is always a terrible idea. Basically have to have 2. If I did this, though, what would I be doing to myself? I'd be forcing this. Yeah. So there has to be 2 dark cells for each of these. These can't be like this, so this actually does have to be like that. One of these has to be a dark cell. Actually, this has to be a dark cell. Okay. That's it. Yeah, cool. I feel like I just kind of stumbled my way into that answer. I don't know about you. It's fine. Okay, well, I'm going this way. Let's grab a single star puzzle. Connect all dark cells, area numbers, viewpoint, and darts. Okay. Connecting dark cells, that is for sure. We could always do this. In fact, we have to, because if we do that, we have to connect all the dark cells. It's going to be much larger than 5. So that is, in fact, what we have to do. We have to do this. This now has to see that far. In fact, all of those have to be light cells. This is going to come through here. This can't connect there. Or there. So this is going to be like so. Still not sure because this could go there or here or a mix of the two. This has to count 5. Oh, this has to be like that. This has to count 5. Yep, that's going to be like so. That's done. Don't care about light cells so much. Why would I care about what that is? We'll see. If this is... that would force this. Let's see. If this is light... If this is dark, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if this is light, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure yet. This can be here, there, or there. If this is a light cell, it's gonna force that. Right? No, it can also do this. If this is a dark cell, it does have to be a light cell. So it could be this or here. But whatever the case, these cannot be light cells. So that's done. These have to connect out. So that has to go out at least one. Let's see. This has to be here. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting puzzle. Fun times. How about this 2-star puzzle here? Those shy aura sounds are going to drive me nuts. 1 symbol per light area, so these cannot connect to each other. Connect all dark cells, and no dark squares. Let's see. 3 dark cells in here. 5 in there. Oh, hold on, that can't connect. I've already seen 2, so there's 1 more in here. 4 in there. Exactly 1 symbol per light area. Alright, what's the next step here? This is fine, that's fine. There's something blocking it here. But whatever it is, it's going to do this. Because if I have this, I can't block it. It's got to either cut through or be a dead end. I can do this. It doesn't have to be one long snake. This is not going to be it, right? Because then that would happen. So it's not both of these. If I force that, no. It's not both of these. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. Let me try to find a way to narrow something down here. This is it. Okay, let's assume. Yeah, it can't be this piece here, because we would block it off. So it is this piece here. Ah, 1 symbol per light area means this has to connect to something. It can't connect there. Wonder which one this will connect to. But it does have to come out. It could connect to that. No, it can't connect to that one. So it's connected here. That has to be like that. Okay, I'm starting to see where this is going. This has to connect to something. It's probably that. No, it's not that one. That has to connect to some... No, it doesn't have to connect to something. This could be that. this is actually done, so it's connected to there. That's got to come out. That has to come out. So we've got all 5. This has to come around. 1 symbol per light area. That's there. No dark squares. Okay, okay. I'm seeing it. Whatever this is not going to connect here. That has to come out. What's next? Let's see. If this is the piece... doesn't yet tell much. If this is it, we have a problem. So it is in fact this piece. Which means that one is as well. The 4... At least one of these. At least one of these. We know it can't be both of those. Let's say that's the white one there. This... We would have a problem, I think, here. Yeah. So that definitely has to be a dark cell. Next up. This has to... It can be like this. Just fine. If I did this, we would be forced to do that. So this is a light cell. Okay. That can go here, but it can't go to that one. It can't go to that one. So I think this has to connect here. It can connect that way. No, it can't, because that would happen. So I think this has to be a light cell. But don't quote me on it. This can't be here. Yeah, because we would do that. Right, like if I did this. If I did it this way... That's fine. No matter what, this would be like so. I think that is where this is. No. There. Okay. Just getting that last bit. That's a tricky one. I think that's everything in this corner. I didn't notice any ceiling things. Alright, let's try this. This should be an easier one. Well, those... Hold on. These can't connect. Darts, letters, all I really got to worry about. Those can't connect. This probably is going to be... Yeah, that's got to be it. C. I'm not sure what direction that's going to go. That can't happen. There's got to be at least one here. I could do this. Those all work. The C has to come through. It can't come through there. Yeah, this can't be a light cell. Because if this is a light cell, how is C going to get out? So that's a dark cell. This can't be a light cell because then we're blocked off. Okay, that solves that. So it could be either one of these. Oh no, it can't be this. Because then we go through, we run out. So it has to be this. Like so. Like this. That's solved. This is solved. That is solved. That is solved. Alright, now... that. There we go. That's not too bad. Where's... where do I go here? What am I doing? Ah, this way. 2 stars. Ooh. Ooh. Darts and symmetries. It's all 4s as well. Well, that's got to be a dark cell. Right? Yep, that's got to be a dark cell. This has to be a dark cell. Yep. This is, sorry, light cell, which means this is also a light cell. Huh. Just making sure none of this triggers anything. Good. That's going to be a dark cell. Where do we go from here? This is fine. This, I think, has to be like so, right? Yeah, that's going to be like that. Which means this is the case. Means that's the case. Now this can't be like that, so we have these. That has to be there. Which means that has to be there. Which means that has to be there. Can I do this? I can't do that one. But I could... I think it just has to be the cross. Let's see. Where do we go from here? Gotta get 4 dark cells. That overdoes it. So one of these gotta be a light cell. This one could be, right? I don't think so, because if this is a light cell, we have this. I don't know. Hold on. This is confusing me. I'm confused. If this was a light cell, then that would be. And then over here, we would have this issue. And that. That's fine. Now, if this is a light cell, we have this and that. Also fine. Probably one of these two, because if it's this, we would have to do this, which is also fine. I don't know yet. Only one of these can be. This is good. This is good. Oh, how about down here? This is possible, but no more. That's also possible. Can't have this. We have to have that. That's good to know. 2 of those have to be dark cells. Ah, this definitely has to be a dark cell then. That has to be a dark cell. That's gonna be dark cell. That's gonna be dark cell. In fact, they do all have to be dark cells. That is solved. I think that one's solved as well. This one is solved. Makes this done. That can't be there. This is like so. Okay. How about here? That's fine. That's fine. If I did this, I would need to have both of those. So this is in fact a dark cell. Those are done. if I do this, both of these are dark and we're in trouble. Oh, this is already solved, so... this is solved. That is solved. That can't connect there. Which means that's done. That's a curious little puzzle. Okay. Next section, 3 stars. Let's see if I get stuck here. 5. Oh dear. No. Oh, come on. Okay. None of this pattern. I really don't like when the patterns start getting weird. It just gets difficult. So I've got 7 down the line. Now if I did something like this, it would prevent any of these. And it would force that. So we can't have that. In fact, we can't... I don't think we can have 5 in a row at all, because then every single thing. So how do I make 5 here like this? This is a possible thing I could do? I mean, honestly, I'm guessing, so... That can't be... That can't be... And this is done, that's done. That can't be... That can't be... There we go. Okay, this doesn't work. So what kind of patterns allow for... That pattern doesn't. This one I've already established doesn't work. Unless I've misjudged something here. That's... Yeah, I think we're in trouble here. Yeah, we're in trouble there. So that is for sure not a go. What about this? This would force this, I believe. Let's see what happens if I do this. I'm just spitballing. Still does that. Okay. So... How about something like this? I don't think so. Don't think that'll work either. I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to be figuring out. If this was it. Just saying that's one of them. Doesn't tell me much. There's got to be a break-in, right? There's got to be a thing that's like, well, if I did this, it's the only way. Like, it's got to be this thing. I think we've established this doesn't work, because the only place I can put one is here. So, something like this. It only allows pieces here. I mean, it's always worth a shot. Doing something like this. That's going to take care of those. But it can't be that pattern. Well, what if I tried a pattern that doesn't use that? Didn't I just do this? I feel like I just did this one. Yeah, I can't. So if I make this a white... It can't be that, because then we have that problem. So if this is a white cell, that has to be black. Now if that's a white cell... we're in trouble. So this is what we'd have to do if I make a white cell here. Now, let's say I do... I think I tried that. So let's try this. That's a problem. So let's try that. That's a problem. Let's try this. No, that doesn't work. So I think this has to be a dark cell. Then if I do, so then those have to be. I think I have to do this. Let's see. Now if I make this, let's make this a dark cell. This would force. It can't be that. What if this pattern? No, I think I've done that pattern before. This can't be done, so it only fits that. Is there any other pattern here? I would have to do this, and then there's nowhere to put that. I'll do it this way. It's only one spot. This is possible. I don't really like this puzzle at all. Again, I really hate these patterns because they're hard to like internalize. And so I'm just doing these types of wild guesses. I'm not really doing anything smart. And then we have this problem here. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this stupid freaking puzzle. Yeah, so once again, if I start by making this a light cell, there's only one other spot for a light cell, so I can try all the variations. This means there is no space for those, so that's dark. If this is the other light cell, there's a spot here, but not anywhere else, so that's dark. Now if this is the light cell, that's a spot, and that's a spot. We can do it this way. These are done. Now we're out. So this can't be it either. If this is the light cell, there's only one spot to put it in. So if that's the light cell, only one spot to put it in. Nowhere. So this has to be dark. That is for certain. Now let's figure out where the two light cells are here. That'll make this work. This probably is not going to work. There's only one spot. So I'm just assuming the light cell's in the top corner for right now. I hate solving puzzles this way. This only allows one spot. There's a spot there. There's a spot there. Alright, let's run with this. I think I've already tried running with this one. Yes. It doesn't work. If we run with that, there shouldn't be any spots, yeah. And if we run with this, no matter where we put it, it's going to be blocked. So, we know that this is also a dark cell. These are light cells, for sure. Okay. Let's run with those two. 1, 2. This is possible. This has to be where that goes. That's gotta be light. Now, these both have to be light, which is gonna force this. So no to this. So now let's try this way. This is putting me back where I was before. I already know that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Here is another possibility. Okay. That forces this. Which is going to force those. This might be possible. We have to do this. Have to do that. Have to do that. Okay, I hate that puzzle. I really hate that puzzle. I just don't know if there's a way to, like, look at it and go, oh, I understand how this pattern works. You just do stuff. Okay, don't make this pattern means... Don't make this pattern... Alright, these patterns aren't as bad looking as the ones with the separated thing, but it still is going to be tricky. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gotta take 2 of these out. But yeah, this is not a pattern. See, here's the thing, is that if you want me to solve puzzles with the patterns that get a little more complicated, you have to give me loads and loads of puzzles that are simpler with this pattern so I can understand what types of patterns this rule makes. But I don't have a lot of puzzles that do that. I have a lot of puzzles that give me other patterns, like no 3 in a row, no squares, nothing like that. And so you start to learn how those patterns work. I don't know how these patterns work. There's no puzzles that use this. So I'm stumbling around in the dark, so to speak. So on this one, I can do the same thing where I say, let's just make this assumption. Then if I do this... What assumption do we make from there? There's really nothing you can make from that. You can't do that. Actually, hold on. This is a possible one. But that is not. This is... This is... Yes. But that is not. So these cannot be light cells by themselves unless it's like this. So this is possible, this is possible, but not that. So does it mean those are both dark cells? No. It could be like this. What if we have it? Ah, in fact, if any of this is dark, it has to be both of them. Like, this is doable. So I don't really have a lot of ways of knowing what this is going to be. Like, I'm just thinking, what's the break-in? The break-in would be more easy to understand if I knew how these rules made certain patterns. I don't know what kind of patterns these make. Yeah, sure, no checkerboard. Actually. Yeah. So it could make something like this. And then another set elsewhere. If I assume that this is a light cell, Let's say let's do that. That forces these all to be light cells. We're just making this assumption here. I only have room for one more light cell here, and it can't be this one. That forces this to be a dark cell. These all have to be. If this is a light cell, this is what this has to be. Where do we go from here? Now, if this were a light cell, these would all be light. I don't know where I would go from here with this assumption. This seems to be fine to me. We'd have to figure out which one is the light cell here. We just know it's not this because there's only one. We also know it's not this one. So that's a dark cell. So that means if this were a dark cell, yeah, that has to be a light cell. Which means that has to be a light cell. Now we're stuck with that. Which means that has to be a light cell. That has to be a dark cell. And we're in trouble, because only one more dark cell, no matter where I put it, we're going to create the forbidden pattern. Therefore, dark cell. Now, if this is a light cell, this also has to be a light cell here. These all have to be there. So we know this is dark, and we're assuming this is light. Now, of the three here, this could be light, because we could do that. We still have room for it. This is more possible. Now, if this is light, that would also be light, and we'd be fine. We could do that. But I don't know if that's true. Like, this is still fine, too. We just know if I make this light, this has to be light. And if I make this light, that has to be light. That's all I know. It's just if I do anything on this inner part. Well, let's see. If I make this a dark cell, these all would have to be dark cells. So is it just I have to make big squares? Like, what's the big deal here? Like, if I do this, no, it has to be. Because of that, something has to be like this, but then we can't do this. So we'd have to make like a rectangle? What if I make a rectangle here? Okay. What if I make it like this? I make it 3, so that... I still need 3 like this. See, if I do this, now I need 1. And I don't think I can have 1 in any capacity. So I think I do need like this. But now I need 3. Like, I can do it this way. But then I would need 1. So I can't be doing that. So I'd need it like this. I need 3 more here, 3 here, but only 2. But 1, that's the trouble. It's only 1 more there. And we've already established I can't do it like this. So what if it's split up somewhat? So that we don't have it here. We have it like this. And then this sort of thing. And this has to be a 4 in a row. That's so close. That's close, but no cigar. See what I'm going for here? It's got to be like broken up. Like, what if I make these ones? I can't do that. Yeah, in fact, if I make this not there, it forces one big one here, and I think we've already established this is a loss because I need 1. No matter where that 1 goes, it's the end of that. So I think that is where this is going to be, which means that it has to be this. That is done, right? This has to be there, which means that this is going to be... It could also be like that. But whatever it is, that is the case. And those are filled. These have to be... it's just this one. Yeah, it's this one and that one. So I can split them into groups of 2, or I can do it one big block of 4. In fact, I do have to split them into groups of 2. Because there's going to be 3 here and 2 here. So it has to be this. And this has to be like so. And then this is the only way to do this. I think I'm going right back to where I was before. With the thing that doesn't work. Because I have a problem with this bit here. Unless I do this, then I have a problem here. I can't do that because it's not going to work. If I have a group of 4, then the trouble is I have to have a group of 4 everywhere. What if I had a group of 2? I wouldn't be here. This is possible. But it would have to turn into... Oh. No, it would have to be... It would have to be the full group of 7, but then what do I do with this? Again, I don't really like these pattern ones. Because if I make this the group of 3, it can't be here. Because then, how do I make 4? It would have to be this. That's the only thing. Then it's going to force that. Doesn't have to be connected as a big group of 4. It could be 2 of 2. But we would end up right back where we started. Yeah. So what if that is not the case? If I did this, though, we can't have that. So we'd have to have this. And now... we're there. So whatever this is, it's 3 in a row. So what if I did... This 3, I think, is a problem. Yeah, because now I need a 3 and a 4. That's not going to happen. It has to be total squares. So we know that this is light cell. Now, if I do it this way... Well, I could do it this way. Hold on. Both of these have to be, which means it has to be a thing of 3. And those are there. Once again, we have the 4 and the 3 problem. It could be... no. Yeah, I think we have a problem. So yeah, that's for sure. Now, if we have this, we could potentially... This is the case. Once again, we're stuck there. So these are... hold on. There's a possibility. What if it's down here? I don't think this solves it. No, that does not. It makes it worse. So there we go. What if we tried this? We did it this way. No. No. So that also is. Okay. This for sure. This can't be one big 6, so it's got to be big like that, which means those are dark. Which means this is for sure. That can't be right. So how do I split these up? Yeah, I can't split those up. So this, so now we've gotten right back to where we were before. This has to be, there has to be a split. They can't be all in one like this, because then how's the 3 go? So it's, in fact, I think it's be groups of 3 like this, or yeah, this kind of thing. Because there, yeah, there has to be like this, and then one of them is going to be this way. Where would I go from here? Now, if I did this, we're going to have trouble. So it does, in fact, have to be something else. That can't be it. Do I have it? I have it. I hate this puzzle. Hate it. Okay, let's try something here. See, there's a pattern that's easier to understand. No dominoes. Connect all light cells. Okay, well... This is a light cell. This would be forced. Let's start with this. If this is there, we are in trouble. So that's a dark cell. Alright, so this has to be like that. And then we have to connect all these. Now, those have to be like so. This can't be the case, and then they both be together. So we have to have 2 light cells. Like so. Now, this would be a problem because we'd have all dark cells. So that's how that's going to be. If this were a light cell, that's fine. If this is a dark cell, that's also fine. Now, if this is if this is a light cell, we're in trouble here. So that's a dark cell. So now if this can't be a light cell, it has to be a dark cell. Like so. Now, let's see. If this is a light cell, we have 2 dark cells here. Oh, hold on. I don't have to worry about that. This is done. So this has to be a dark cell. And that has to be a light cell. So this is in fact complete. Much better. No dominoes, connect all light cells. Hoo boy. So let's see here. Now if this is a light cell, we are going to have dominoes connected. So this is how it's going to be. It could be this. This is a light cell. 3 light cells, a dark cell, or that. So these are light cells no matter what. That one is. Let's see, connections there. If this is a dark cell, it's fine. If this is a light cell, it's fine. This can't be a light cell because we'd have 2 dark cells in a row. So that is solved. This can't be a dark cell because there'd be 2 dark cells there. There's only 1 in that spot. This is fine. If this were the case, we'd have that. Light, dark, light. Here, we'd have dark, light, dark. Is that right? I could also do light, light, dark. Don't know. Now, if this... Hold on, if this is dark, we only have... Oh, that's got to be light. If this is dark, you have 3 light cells. That's all possible. Well, if that's light, we'd have to have it like this. Which is going to do that. So this can't be light. Well, hold on a second. If we have light, dark, dark, that's what's going to happen. So this does in fact have to be dark, which is going to force these. Now, one of these is light, one of them's dark. So no matter what I do here, it's fine, right? No, this would require 2 dark cells. So that's a dark cell. That comes out that way. That comes out that way. Now, if it's this, so it definitely has to be that. Okay. This looks like there can be multiple solutions, but I know that cannot be the case. Now, if this were the 1 dark cell, that's fine. I'm trying to think if there's a way to block stuff in. Not really. If I do... This can't be the dark cell, because it's going to force these 2. So that is a light cell. Can that be dark? Yes, that's fine. Right? Yeah, because then it would force that. This is... We're fine, because we can have that. That is... What if that's the dark cell? That's fine. Huh. Yeah, this can't be dark. That has to be a light cell. Which means those have to be dark. Okay. Solved. That one's fun. There is a 5-star puzzle down here. Should I make this a thing? Okay, 5 of the same... Oh, there's no squares this time. So if I made this a dark cell, this would all have to be light. And then because dark cells have to be connected, I have to do this. So this is a shot. What if I did this? Now, we would have to do this. which means this has to be light. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. That was actually way easier than I thought it would be, given its 1-star rating. Stuff over here, maybe? 3 stars. Don't be stupid patterns. Thank you. Connect all dark cells. Okay. Whatever this is, that's the opposite. So if this were a light cell, we'd have to connect those out. Interesting. Well, if this is a light cell, for instance, this is going to really put a damper on where the dark cells can go. This would also have to be a light cell. Which means that has to be a dark cell. I'm just guessing here. And there can only be one light cell there. Now this is a dark cell. Makes it much easier there. Let's say we got this. We'd have to have 4 light cells. And it would have to be this. Now let's do it the other way. Let's make that light. Ah, hold on. If this is light, that would be... This has to be dark. That's dark. Pretty sure that's what we gotta do here. Let's see. I know dark cells are connected, but light cells don't have to be. I can block those off just fine. Now, if I did this, we'd have that. So that's a dark cell no matter what. Whatever this is. Okay, that's what that would do. That just swaps everything. I don't know. Let's say if this is light, we would have to do this. So that is now a dark cell. Which means that is a dark cell. Only one light cell down here. So... don't know which one it's going to be yet. Oh, this has to be light, because it's the only way to make this work. Which means only one dark cell in all of these. Wow. That's got to be dark, light, and yeah, that's what it's going to be. So we know these have to... oh, this could be the light cell. Whatever. This is the choke point for the dark cells connecting. Only one more of these can be light. This has to be light. Ah, there we go. Only one of these can be dark, and it's got to be one of these two. No, oh, sorry, this can go. Why be one of these? Because these can't be it. They have to connect. There we go. I think that's right. This has to count opposite colors. That's gonna count opposite colors. That has to be that. I like that one. Are we going to top this off with a nice 5-star puzzle? I think we are. Are there more in here? No, I think I'm seeing the ones that I can't reach. So there's 2 5-star puzzles? Alright, well I'll keep going. If I have to split this into 2, you know, you're looking at part 2 of this episode. That's fine. All dark regions of Area 3. Oh dear lord. So let's say this is... This is possible. That's possible. If this was light, we'd have to do this. Those are all possible. This doesn't tell me much more. This is going to be rough. We're looking for the break-in. Now, if this is dark, that's fine. Huh. If this is dark, this has to also be dark. So does that. This would be light. This would be light. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing for a while. I'm probably wrong. Like, if this is dark, it's forcing all of this, I believe. Let me go over that logic again, just for myself. If this is dark, now, this can't happen. That can happen. That can happen too. That could be light. Yep, it's good to go over the logic. All I know is that this can't be dark. That has to be light. So if this is dark, there we go. If this is light, that's still dark. This can't be where it is. So it's not one of those two. Those two are like that. So this is fine. Either way, that's a dark cell. Now if this is dark, that's light. If this is light, that's light. Okay, cool. Now if this is dark, that would have to be dark, we'd be in trouble. So that's also light. That's going to solve these. Just for now. Now, if this is that, we'd have this. If this is here... dark is what we have there. If this is light, it's fine. If this is dark, that's fine. This can't be, because we're going to be in trouble. So that is what this is going to be. I'm hoping I'm guessing correctly here. I might be. This is, you know, because the patterns are recognizable. It's fun. Well, let's say that's dark. No, let's say it's light. That's doable. Okay. If that's light. Because we can't have that. Because then we'd have to do this. We do. So, but if this is dark, though... So, this is possible, or... Okay, so light, I think, is going to force this to be the case. Dark, so I think these have to be dark. Pretty sure. So it can be like this. It can't be like that, though. So it's got to be this. It's either this... If this was dark... Light... Well, this is dark. We probably have to do that. If this is light... Don't know. If this is dark, the rest of these have to be dark, which is fine. If this is light, the rest has to be dark. Dark, dark, light, dark. So those are, no matter what, those are all dark cells. If this is dark, these would all have to be dark, so that's a light cell. Because that's how that goes. So far, so good. This has to be a light cell. 3. This could still be dark. If it were light... No matter what, those are light. So there you go. There's me 2 dark cells here. Still could be like that. Don't know. This can't be dark, so we know that's light. We're down there. Yep. I like that one. I mean, for a 5-star is on the easier side, but probably because it wasn't making me do stupid patterns. Exactly one... Oh, 1 symbol per light area. But not 1 symbol per dark area. Okay, maybe I have to work that out. So if we assume that, for instance, this is light, we would have to do this. Because you can't do that. So this can't be light because we have a problem. Therefore, dark cell. This can't be a dark cell either. That's a light cell. And we have this. Okay. So far, so good. Now, either of these are possible. This would force that to go out. This would not. Ah! This is light. That's how that goes. No matter what, that's a light cell, which means that has to come out to connect to there. Let's try this one. If we make that a light cell, these both have to be dark. And that's fine. If this is a light cell, that's got to be dark. That would have to be dark. If this is a light cell, that has to be dark. If this is light, that is light. If this is dark, it can still be light or dark. Okay. But if this were light, that has to be light. If this light has to be dark, okay, that's not helping me yet. This is so. We have to do that. If this is that, it just swaps them. This is dark. Basically have to do that. This is light. This has to be dark. Okay. One of these is light, means those are both dark. Means we got 4 in there. Okay. If we had this, yeah, this has to be light. And all light cells need to connect, so... Hold on. This has to be like that. It's gonna be dark. Now, if I did this, this would have to connect to something, so... Now, if this is light, that's fine. If this is dark... doesn't help me yet. This were light, we would have to make all that be light, which would be a problem. So therefore, that is dark. If this is dark, we have to have 3 light cells. This is light, 3 dark cells. Still not helpful. Well, if I did this, only one of these can connect. There might be something in there, or there might be something in here. How about... only one of these can be light. So let's say that. That would be how we do that. That's fine. This still has to do that. Now that also be light. Ah, so this is light. That has to be dark. There's a lot of possibilities there. Now, if I make this dark, this is fine. This would have to be like so. Still, there's too many possibilities on that one. How about make this so? We would have to do this. If this is a light cell, Yeah, it causes a problem, so therefore that is a dark cell. That is going to do this. Now, if this were the light cell, it would still have to connect, and that's fine. That would force that to be a dark cell. Don't know yet. This, fine. Fine. Well, if we did this, we would definitely have to make that like so, and that's not going to work. So this is a light cell for sure. Now, if this is the case, that's fine. That's fine. Do it this way. Those are fine. All I know is this has to be a light cell. If I do it this way. Is there any way this is a light cell? No. Alright, so this is in fact how that will go. That has to be a light cell. Okay. I actually kind of like this puzzle. It's tricky, but I like it. So this would have something like that. I think we have the same deal here. Yeah, that doesn't help me. If we had this, we would have to have dark cells all the way. Whereas if we did this, we could make one light cell. This can't be a dark cell. It has to be a light cell. That's all solved. That makes that dark. Makes that light. Okay. Can this be light? No. I think this has to be dark. Right? Because if it's light, that's forced. These, yeah. That's a dark cell. Okay. Whatever this is, it has to be. It's got to be dark. That's that. We have these settled. This cannot connect to that. That's gotta be a light cell, right? Yeah. Light cell, which means that is dark. That has to be dark. So how do we get this last bit? That has to be dark because those can't connect to each other. These can't connect to each other, so the dark cell's somewhere in there. I see. Hey, that one's a fun 5-star puzzle, because I hated that 3-star puzzle that was somewhere over here. I think I've done everything now in this area. I still don't know how to get into the central part. Alright. I will have to figure that out another time. I have been recording for about 2 straight hours, so this is obviously going to be split into parts, so you're hearing, or watching now, part 2 of this 2-part episode, which, there's not really 2-part episodes, I just kind of record as I feel like it. So, that's pretty good, I guess. I think I'm going to end it here, because I am tired. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. That's all. Bye.